All right, Shalom. First, I can start by saying I'll praise to Yahweh by Shem Shai, by Shmo Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles that were well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. This is, as you can see, Oregon switches up on drug leniency amid overdose surge. The experiment is over, right? So, all this is going to break down is how they basically pass laws to where people can do drugs in Oregon, man. And then they're going to let you know the outcome of it. And we know through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shai, us that's in the know, and then, other people know that this is part of the agenda of the elites. They want the population to be reduced to 500 million people, which is part of their new world order. So that's all you see going on right here, man. They don't care about none of the people. That's why the scripture call them the devil. And they're the worst thing that can ever happen to the world, man. Basically, they changed everything upside down. They defiled everything. There's nothing, you can get nothing good from this devil. That's why eventually after his captivity is going to be destroyed. That's just how the Lord made them to be, man. That's just a lot that they play in this movie. This is Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? Who is running the world right now? The elite, the Rothschild family. Then you got the rest of the banking families, the Illuminati bloodlines, whom actually answer to Satan himself, man. Which Satan is on the left hand side of the Lord, so they actually answer to the Lord, whether people understand it or not. But yeah, it says Job chapter 9 verse 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The so-called Caucasian man run the world right now, who is an Edomite according to the Bible. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, and the top judge is Yahweh, then Yahweh Shai, then the prophets, apostles, teachers, the angels, whom are men of color, man. Israelites, according to the Bible. If not, where and who is he, right? So if he didn't do it, then who did it? And everybody know that the top judge of this world is Yahweh Shai, or the top judges, and they know that they are dressed up as being white men. So white men. So that's how you know who is the wicked according to the Bible. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip and then add some precepts.
Makers walking back their controversial drug leniency policy, voting to recriminalize certain drugs.
And if just in case you didn't hear it, because it was kind of exited out. They said lawmakers, but you can watch the video again.
This after overdose deaths skyrocketed in the state, with Portland becoming an epicenter of the fentanyl crisis. Our next guest said,
right, overdose deaths, man. They knew this shit was gonna happen, man. This ain't, that's all thought up by think tanks. You give anybody a chance to do as many drugs they want to do it, what you think gonna happen, man? That's common fucking sense, man. And then the Lord is showing people more and more. He's revealing who the devil is according to the scriptures, man. Our people are catching on now.
The shocking policy never should have happened and made Oregon look like a national dumpster fire. Let's bring Oregon State Senator Minority Leader Republican Tim Knott. Tim, thanks for being.
Next is to see who gonna pay for these things, these crimes. The lawsuits that come out, and watch for things like that. And that's one of the main reasons why the people gonna rise up against the government, because they purposely killing people off. They killing people, family members. They're the ones people know that they ultimately let the drugs into the communities. Starting to kill the Israelites off first, but you know how that shit spread. And, y'all know the story.
This morning, would you help us just understand what Oregon did there? In decriminalizing small amounts of what is it, Tim? All drugs right now? Like, what led us to the point we are?
Yeah, pretty much. So what happened was the voters of Oregon were sold a bill of goods through a initiative that was on the ballot, and it essentially legalized, decriminalized all hard drugs. So fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, what have you, methamphetamine. And so what happened was that instead of treatment that the voters thought they were going to get for their family and friends who were on drugs and addicted, they ended up getting unbridled drug use, drug sales all over our major cities across Oregon. And it turned into a exponential increase in overdose deaths and it's now about 4 Oregonians a day are dying because of overdoses. So the legislature Friday reversed that policy and voted to recriminalize drugs and end Oregon's experiment with decriminalization of drugs.
Let's stay on the experiment for just a moment. We've seen the stats on the rise in overdose deaths. I'm just curious, from a quality of life perspective, at the point at which you decriminalize all these hard drugs, and we should point out that's different than legalization. It's not as though you had dispensaries pop up overnight, but you're not prosecuted for a certain amount of anything, though, heroin, crack, whatever. So what happened to the streets of, say, Portland once this law went into effect?
Well, what we had is more crime, open drug use, open drug sales, and I mean, you see people pretty much everywhere on drugs, and they were literally dying before our eyes on the streets of Portland and Eugene and Salem and major cities across Oregon, and it's been horrific.
And real quick, now the attempt, as you point out, to rewind this, to recriminalize these drugs. What does that prospect look like now in rewinding this position?
Well, the great news is Oregonians, I think, won on Friday when the state Senate voted by 21-8 to recriminalize hard drugs. The House had already voted on it. Strong bipartisan votes in both chambers, and now it's going to the governor, and I'd urge her to sign it as soon as she possibly can.
All right. State Senator Tim Knopp, thanks for being with us this morning here on Fox and Friends. Best of luck.
So I can bear with me. This is Micah chapter 2. Yeah, I'm going to start verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, right? So, we're supposed to come up out of the mainframe, the mindset of being in this place and trying to live in this place, because it's polluted. It's polluted with wickedness. This is witchcraft to do drugs, man. They do these factories and these corporations. They make these drugs, potions, mix certain herbs and stuff and chemicals together just to make these potions, which go back to witchcraft. Good morning. The word pharmacy goes back to the Latin pharmakia, which means witchcraft, man. So they mix them drugs and stuff together to get whatever desired, whatever they desire, whatever chemical effect they want it to have on you, how soon they want it to break you down. All that's determined when they mixing these potions and stuff, man. And then it's given to you, and you hallucinate, and you opened up to the spirit world. That's what that does. And how you doing, like they said, committing crimes and things of that nature. So they already ran their little tests, and they operate off the agenda ordo ab chaos, order through chaos. So they need as much chaos and as much people dying, to help them further their agenda, man. So that's basically what's going on. So this back in Micah says, chapter 2, verse 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Right, so the blacks, Native Americans, Israelites, according to the Bible, are not supposed to be getting comfortable in this place, man. You're supposed to be getting ready to be delivered, man. It says, because it is polluted, right, through its philosophies, its laws, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. And that's what it has been doing, man. Destroying people spiritually, man. And then eventually you being destroyed physically, man. But this is Micah chapter 2, verse 1, it says, woe means destruction. It says, to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon the beds. So the elites got destruction coming, man, because they the ones who devised these plans up and got them from that spiritual demon Satan and these demons, to kill off the people. They the ones who devised that plan to come up with the New World Order agenda, man. So a lot of these elites, they gonna survive the coming chaos and the coming destruction, but they most definitely going into captivity, and after their captivity they are going to be destroyed, man. Micah 21, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand, right? They got the power, they got the money to have the think tanks think these things up, and then the resources to enact via laws and lobbyists and military force to keep shit going, man. And for it to have the desired effect that they wanted to have, they got that power. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. He's the one that's running this world. He's the one that's getting shit done, and that's through the spirit of power. How about Shema Shadow, man? Ultimately, because the Lord controls who dies and who doesn't. Let me get that. This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. Right, so the Lord determines if you live or if you die. The Lord determines if you poor or if you rich. You got people that were rich that didn't get on these drugs and went poor. You got people that were poor that started selling drugs and went rich. It's all a cycle of how they got this shit going, man. And then the elites, they got put in a position because of the Lord, man. And the Lord gave them the leeway to do these things. It's just that if you claim to be a Black, Latin, or Native American Israelite, according to the Bible, you ought not to do these things, man. Let the heathen, the other nations, do these things, man. And they know our people the main ones that's on drugs and everything, because they been trying attacking us behind these the drugs and whatnot. This Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe, meaning destruction, unto them that decree unrighteous decree. That's an unrighteous law for you to pass laws and say that you won't persecute those that's doing the witchcraft. The Lord said the witches are supposed to be put to death, and you pass a law and say it's okay to do it to a certain degree. No, man. Destruction unto you, Esau. It says, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right of my people, take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. Right? Israel are the needy. The Israelites are the needy. Righteous laws would be to what the scriptures say, to kill off witches and warlocks. Israel's a lost sheep. They follow after anything, and then you put the drugs in the community so that they can follow off of it, and to take away the right of my people, the poor of my people. Right? We supposed to know that we Israelites, man. We supposed to know that this is wrong for us, but you not, only us. Only Yahweh Shema Shai gonna redeem us through us, because we not even supposed to have no other nation ruling over us, man. So that's why everything all messed up too. It says that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And Israelites are the fatherless. It says, verse 3. It says, and what will ye do in the day of visitation? Right? What you gonna do when the Lord comes back, man? It says that in the desolation, and they slack and in the desolation which shall come from afar. Right? Eventually, America is gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, man, because of all the wickedness and stuff that's going on. What you gonna do in that day, man? All the threats that the nations are making It's becoming more evident. People already knowing that this is the last days. We living in Revelation. What's going on in the Middle East is the battle of Armageddon, and everybody talking about nuclear weapons consistently. So what you gonna do in them days, man? It says, Isaiah 3:10, and what will ye do in the day of visitation and in the desolation which shall come from far? To whom will ye flee for help, and where will you leave your glory? Right, man. So for the lack of time, I'm gonna end it off right there. With that being said, all praise to you. How about Shemel Shai? Double honors to the elders and apostles that were well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.